Hi all, it's Kylie from Kylie's Cardcraft. Thanks for joining me again today. Back with another design team project for WhichCraft Do You Do today. I want to use their Bits and Pieces set 8. I love their Bits and Pieces sets because they're bits and pieces. And you can make so many wonderful things from them. And this came up, can you see that? Isn't that just beautiful, these books? So they come in, hang on a moment, I've printed out a few extras to show you different colours. There's lots and lots of different colours with this set. Like all of their sets, they'll do them and then they'll give you like 6 different colour ranges in the same things so that you can choose what colours you want, and then you print out only the colours that you want. So these, I don't know if you can see that, are these beautiful, beautiful books. I think they're German. I don't know. Whatever they are, just beautiful. And that gold really shines on them. Now, I have printed these out in presentation paper to really give it that oomph of colour. You can print them out in normal copy paper. It'll dull it off a little bit, but they'll still look really spec. So this is what I saw in the kit that I just went, I love this. I have to do something with this. So I've printed it out in the large. I already know what I want to do, but I just want to show you these. So that's the large. And then, of course, you have it in landscape, which gives you a shorter height for the books. There it is in the golds. Look at that. The other one that they also do in it is two-tool page, so that they're about A5. And that's what I want to work on today. So I've actually just cut these out in this reddish tones, reddish rusty type tones. And all I've done is I've cut across here and left these bits here at the moment. So I've just followed the top and the bottom of each book to make a pocket because I love them. The other things I want to use, so you can see how the different colours are there. I want to use these labels, the little ones. I'm using these keys. Now, these keys come in lots of different colours again. And I've already cut a couple out to save some time, but I'm using those keys. I'm using the larger tags in this tanny colour. I have cut those out and inked around them to save some time, but I'm also going to use one of those ones as well. Then we've got all these wonderful ephemera ones, and there's some beautiful ones. So look at them all. So there's little bits and pieces that I want to use in these ones. Then we have some clocks. I love clocks. I just love clocks. I want to use one of the browns, be it this colour, and I want to use a mantle clock. But the mantle clock I'm going to use is this blue, which again I've already got cut out. I'm so organised today, it scares me. Which is that one. Okay, and you'll see why shortly. So they're the clocks. There's more ephemera there. Oh, and I'd printed these ones out while I was working out what I wanted to do. And that's one of the bright colours. And that's what originally drew me to all this ephemera. And then I printed them out and headed off in my normal colourings again anyway. So that's all those. I'm going to set those ones aside and we're going to start from scratch. So first things first, what I'm going to do is make my pocket. So these are the A5, I suppose, for the lack of a better word, where there's two-tool page on this, and all I'm going to do is fold them over. So I'm thinking I want that one on there. So I'm going to trim off this white side and keep that side there so that gives me something to adhere it to without losing any of those beautiful books. Okay, I will just get rid of the white core on that one just to take him away. So I'm just going right on the edge to take that white core colour away. So all I'm going to do is fold it over. I'm not marking or measuring. I'm just sitting this in to match up with that white edge round about in the middle. Just about there. going to hang on to it, and I'm just going to push down. Okay, now you can mark and measure and do all of that if you like. It's up to you. Scoreboard, blah, 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 and all the rest. Right, so that's that. But as you can see, if I turn this into a pocket, because I'm going to adhere down here and up here, I've still got this white along there. Well, that's, I suppose, okay on that side. But down here, I've got some white showing. So all I'm going to do is get my ink in my dark colour again and just run along the edge of this in this nice dark colour, because I'm using this colour book. If you're using, say, the blue books, I'd use a blue ink, green books, purple books, you know, pick your ink to match your books. And then what'll happen, so when I turn this now over, see how it blends it in better without having that starkness of the white? I just find it's easier. You don't have to do the whole thing. Just taking out the top edge or the bottom edge of that white. Doesn't have to look pretty. We're just taking it away a little bit. This one, yeah, look, your top, you'll probably want to go a little bit further down. You could even sit on your desk and do it easier. Just so that it blends down, takes that starkness of the white. You could always double print them. You could coffee dye or tea dye the other side. So now when I stick this down, it's all toned in a little bit better. So we'll stick this one down to start with. And to start with, this is going to go on here. So what I'm going to do is adhere this one down. And I'm just going to follow, but just a little bit further up so that it doesn't come past the bits that are on that side, because it's not a straight line. Okay, now with this one, I'm going to go up here in the center, right up the edge. Okay, and I don't need to go right to the edge of that because I'm going to go to the edge of this one. So again, same thing, straightish line across there, and then straight up this edge. Straight as you can anyway. You know what I'm trying to achieve. All right, folding that over. So it's giving us our bottom without an actual gusset or anything at the bottom. But it's given us a little pocket. But I want the pocket to go in a pocket, if that makes sense. I just love these books. All I want on the front of this is my mantle clock sitting in front of my bookcase. That's it. So, yes, I did cut it out, but I didn't ink it. So we'll just very quickly run around the edge. It takes off my wonky cutting and the white edge around it. If you've got a scan and cut and all the rest, you'll find that all these types of kits will come, as well as all these different colours, it'll come in 2 different cutting files as well for all your ephemera pieces, so that you've got ones that you can cut out yourself if you're fussy cutting, and they usually have an edge around them, or you've got ones that just have a black line around them, so they'll go into your cutting machines. I don't know, I don't have a cutting machine, so I'm thinking there. Scan and cuts, I don't know if the Cricut brand do one, I don't know, but yeah. So I just want him on there, just to make my bookcase with my mantle clock sitting in front. I'm going to go around my edges with this one. Neat, rough, whatever you want to do. Just so that it's stuck down. Up into all your bits and bobs, because you don't want all these lifting up and getting dog-eared as they're touched and all the rest. So follow him down around, go into that corner, I'll go into that corner, go into this section, and then the rest I will do with my glue stick, and I'll give that just a bit in the centre. Okay, like so. Alright, and I want that, make sure I've got the top up that way, and I want that one just right on the edge of my books, like so, round about in the centre, like that. I love those mantle clocks. Oh, beautiful. Right, so I'm going to set that one aside, and what I'm going to do is get onto these tags. So with these tags, as I said before, I had one already cut out, and I've got another one that I want to back a little bit. So I want to have a folded tag from these. So all I'm going to do is fold this over so that it matches in with that one. If it doesn't fold perfectly, don't worry about it, because you can retrim these. Okay, so that's that one. I want that side out so that it's got the script behind the books. This one is going to fold back on itself that way. So just fold it all to start with so that you can see where it's all going. So what it'll look like is that, and it opens out onto that. So we can stick these two, and then this one, I'm going to cut this one out and stick it onto it. But I want this plain one so that it can be a journaling space as well. So we'll just trim straight down here. Like so. Pop the rest of that one away. And we'll just very quickly cut around this one. If you've got a trimmer, use your trimmer. Use your scissors if you like. They're nice straight lines. Whatever works for you. I just had a horrible feeling I didn't actually turn on the video and had to have a quick look, but yes, it's on. It was just one of those things. I thought, oh my word, forgot to turn it on. They're fairly rough, but if I need to retrim them up once it's all glued, I can. Right, so that one I'm going to actually ink around as well. But the other thing I want to ink is the folded section where this one goes onto it. So I'll just very quickly go along there. Like so. And this one, because that's on there, I just want to ink down this so that if they're not quite matched together, they're not going to leave a white area between them. It only needs a little bit in there. Same with the other side, just in case. Straight down. That one's going to go onto that one, like so. It's going to be a fairly good match anyway, but it'll just take away that white from in there. Right, so we'll glue this. Sit you over there. This one is going to be glued to that one, so I'll just grab my glue. Not my glue, I've got my glue. Just grab my glue book. So this one I'm going to glue to start with. Actually going to go down there, and then I can use that side, can't I? See, thinking in advance. That's not like me. Scare myself. Now, I will pop in the description box below the link that will take you straight through to WhichCraft Do You Do digitals. Move that. And you can see all their digitals for those of you that haven't been in and looked at them before. It'll also, down in that description box, give you a code, which is my code. I can't remember it off the top of my head, so you're going to have to go into the description box, and that will give you 15% off all of their digitals. all the WhichCraft Do You Do digitals. So you can see once I've glued that on that it's not quite straight up here anyway. Now, it could have been my initial cutting, whatever, the way I've glued. It's all going to work out, but I can trim all that once I've done the rest. So my next bit is I'm going to pop this one in here, like so, and then that'll bend over that way. So this is the bit that I want to glue down now. So yes, it's always wise, no matter whether it's my YouTube channel, anybody's YouTube channel, always look in that description box. If you're watching on your TV, I'm not quite certain how you get into it. If you're watching on a tablet or a phone, there's a little V close to the description or the title that will take you through and give you a drop down box to the side that will show you everything that's been written in the description. So more about that actual project and also any links that that channel has or anything like that. So it's always wise, you never know what you're going to find when you hit into description boxes. You'll usually find links to people's Etsy's, all sorts of things. Or you'll find some great codes that will give you, you know, cheaper items, discounts, freebies, whatever. Right, so you can see that I've got quite a bit over there, but it could technically go further that side, but that's fine. I will just trim all that off. You know me, girls, it is what it is. And in the long run, at the end of it, it doesn't matter. Don't fret. Don't sweat the small stuff. Now, because this is still slightly wet with glue, if I use my knife, it might want to bunch up the paper. So, because I've learnt that through the years. So I'm just going to use my scissors since I'm not giving it time to dry awesomely well. That's that on. Yes, I'd love to use my trimmer for this, but we'll just use the scissors. Probably should use the bigger scissors. It would be easier. So let's just do that. Let's use the big ones. Now you'll also find that they'll want to bend to start with when you've first glued them. It's just the wetness of the glue making the fibres in the paper want to curl. As they dry, they will re-straighten back out. Right, that's that. What other one did I have to trim? No, done them all. Might need just a little bit of edging on them again where I've trimmed those. And then we've got our fold out tag for in our little pocket. So we trimmed that bit, we trimmed that bit, that bit's done, and we may have trimmed just a little bit too close there. Right, so now we've got this with journaling space on it. Pop that one back over there. No, pop it there. Right. Oh, sorry. Itchy ear. Itchy ear. Right, so what I want to do, we'll do our start bit first. I want my clock. I'm thinking I like this size, so I'll just trim out this size. Cut your clocks any way you like. Sorry, circles can be one of those things that make everybody freeze, and they're always concerned with cutting out circles by scissors, or if you're really concerned, have a look at the punches that you have or the dies that you have that will fit different size circles. If you're going to use your scissors, use larger scissors than smaller ones. And don't do lots of cuts, just do one big cut and then open your scissors back out and do another big cut. It's whenever you go back and rejoin that it makes it a little bit wonky. I tend to just cut them with my knife and follow around. My knife's starting to get blunt again. Oh gosh, I go through blades. Especially when I'm playing with chipboard, when I'm making spines and things like that. So he's not too bad. A few little wonky bits on it, and we'll just edge that to take away some of the wonkiness. How's that? Time-wise, it's 9 o'clock. But I want him up in there somewhere, I'm thinking. And then I want something from one of those ephemera sheets. Just one of these ones. Let's have a look. Are they the only ones I've printed out? Yes. They are the only ones that I've printed out. Hang on. Oh, I've got piles of this printed out everywhere. There's the other one. I knew there was 3 of them. Right. So these are my ephemera sheets that I'm going to use to decorate my tag with in different areas. I love all of them. I just love all of them. I really love that. I've already got that clock. I like history. So let's go that one. Because again, it's got this wonderful script for my books and all the rest. So we'll take that one out. Now what I'm planning to do is make this and then make a vellum pocket in my altered book. And that way I'm not losing any of the books or the mantle clock or anything like that, and I should still be able to see it. I've got a piece of plain vellum out. I will use a little bit of these embellishments on the pocket and we'll see how we go. But they'll then go into my altered book one that we're doing, and so I'll make another one of these. Where does that fit in those books? Let's have a look. It should fit because that was a half and that was a third. It's just that I'm a bit wet still. Right, so that's going to sit here. I want that up a little bit. How's that? I want that to sit in there like that. I'm going to pop this one on first so I can see where that goes, and then we can pop on this one so that I can see it above my books. I don't want to lose it. I'll just pop all of that on, well, as in I'll glue all of that, and then we can trim off the excess. Clocks go that way. Just move you out of the way for a little bit. Don't want to lose too much of my clock. How's that? Now I can trim off that bit. That one, and that one. And that'll need inking around again because I've now got a little bit of a white patch. All right, so there's my tag. This one needs to go about there so that I can see all of that history. So I'm going to pull that out now. And he's going to go just, I don't know, a couple of mil, a 16th, whatever it is, just a whittle bit, just a whittle bit. You know what I didn't do? No. All right, very quickly, just go around that. While that glue's drying, Kylie. We'll have to re-glue. I need it to stand out, and I want it, of course, to match the rest. Oh, that's fairly good, actually. About there, and evened. Now it's got wet distress ink on it. So, I'm just gonna, I don't want to swipe across because I don't want that distress ink to follow me across until that dries. I do have a glue mark there, and I'll get that with the residue rubber in a moment. Right, so that's that one. Let's have a look at our little book, our pocket for this one again now. It's curling where it's still slightly wet. There it is. Yes, I like that as it is there. Sitting in the middle. Fits that perfectly, actually. See, I didn't actually think of it. I just did. So that works like that. I'm going to grab my little residue rubber because I can see a little bit of glue from my fingers just there. That's got that. Right, so inside I want a pocket here, and that can just be one more of these. I'm going to go my key because I want keys on the little tag that I'm going to make in here. So we'll just go these keys. Told you this would be a quick one. I'm assuming. I haven't actually looked at the time. Oh, half an hour. Quickish. Quickish. Cut that one. And before I do anything, I'm going to ink it. I'm just doing all of it with this darker ink today. I'm having a dark ink day. I go through runs, I think, and I use brush corduroy on everything and occasionally use my darker one. Or I will just keep going with the darker one. So that's going to be just a pocket. Just down there. So we want to just do the 3 sides. If we can. There we go. And across there. Done like that. So I've squeezed it in a little bit so that it's not flush and really tight. So I always just squeeze them a little bit, especially if they're paper, because it'll want to rip if you're putting something too heavy in it. So it'll have just a little bit of a gap going down there. And what I want to do is these ones. And I'm going to go the script again because I like the script with those books. It is what it is. So I just want one of these this time though. So we'll take that one. Like so. Line it up, Kylie. Pop that one out of the way. Trim down this side as well. Like so. So this I'll just do with these. That was wonky. All right. Yep, very wonky. Okay, so again, just going to ink around there, get rid of that white. Now it's up to you if you want to get rid of the white on the inside of this one. It is what it is. You know me, I'm not a white person. I tend to get rid of most of it, but I'll show you what I want to do with it first. Get rid of those first. Folding this up so that it matches as best as possible. Giving that a crease. Creasing that. So that's my tag. But what I want to do is pop. I've got some scraps of paper, just scraps sitting here. Just little bits like this I've got sitting out that I've pulled out of my little drawer up the top here. So I've got this one, and I've got this one, and I've got this one, and I'm going to use some of that one as well. So you're a good fit. So I'll just cut one of you. Now they could be the same sort of paper. They could be just tidying up your desk, couldn't they? So right, that. How tall do I want these to go? About there. So that one's going to need to be trimmed off about there, pencil. About there. And we're going to create a little notebook, just a little one, so that it's got more journaling or just something that's happened, something you're grateful for, just something. So I've got that one. Got that one. I've got that one. I do like the torn edge. Like that. That can be cut off about the same length down here. You can put as much or as little as you like in these. That one. And I've got a bit of that. There we go. So how's that? 4 will do us. This is going to go in here. Now this is why I mean, if you want to take out the white, tea stain it, ink it, whatever, do that before you do all this. You'll find it's easier. For this point, I'm not doing it. I'm just lining them up. Closing that. Give it a push down just to make sure that they're all sitting down the bottom. Staple this one so that it's round about in the centre. And you don't want to go too high. Like so. Now, see how my stapler does that? I hate how my stapler does that. So just bear with me. Have a little hammer. And I'm just flattening that so that it won't catch on anything as you're popping it into the pocket. Always check that if you've got staples that come out the other side, that they won't catch on anything. So I want some bits and pieces on that. And this is where I wanted those keys. Aren't those keys beautiful? I love them. Absolutely love them. So I've got a key, and I want a key. I want something down there. So let's have a look at my ephemera sheets again. Get that one. I've got that one. I've got that one. Oh, here's the other one. Doesn't have to be a full thing. It's not going to be a full thing. My little bunny postage. He looks nice. That birdie. It's bringing a different colour in. And just bear with me. I'm just going to have a look. Just going to have a look. Love that dude. But I don't know if I want him in this. He might end up in the journal, the next journal I'm working in, that I've just shoved over there to do this. Right. Trim him off anyway. Size-wise, what sort of size do I want on here? I like that writing. So, to get that writing in, what am I going to... If I take that to there, this little bit's not really going to matter that much. It still allows me to use him on... He's awesome. I like him. Right, so... If I put it there like that, down a little bit, yeah, I like that. It doesn't really need that much more, and I don't want to make it too thick with lace or cheesecloth or something like that, because it's inside a tag in a pocket, which will be in a pocket. So, you know, that's about there, wasn't it? Just going to sit that one there for placement ideas, and we'll glue this one down. Just grab my gluey book again, gluey page. Right. So if that's about there, I can stick this one round about there. How are we going for time? Has anybody looked at the time? 30 something? Does that say? I'm hoping. Right. Put the lid back on that one, Kylie. So let's have a look at these. I'm going to glue that one down before he moves on me. I love these keys. And they're probably going to be something that I'll sit on the couch and fussy cut out, because there is a bit to them, especially if you want to take out all these little centre bits. They're not quick. If you've got one of the scanny things that scan and cut or whatever they are, yep, it'll, well, I was going to say it'll probably be easier. It will be easier, but if you haven't, don't stress. Still just cut them out to the best of your ability. And you don't have to cut all those little sections out, because, as I said, WhichCraft Do You Do have two different cutouts. So they've got one that will work on the machines, and then they've got the ones for us to fussy cut. Now, if we pull out that key here, if you have a look, see how they've got an edge around them? So that means you can do one of the kiss fussy cutting. So keep it simple. And you're just kissing along the edge. So you've got this edge going along there, which then matches all in there with that anyway. So, you know, you can literally just go around the edge and have them cut out like that. It's just a bit of me and my OCD where I have to cut out every one of those. So just because I've done that doesn't mean you have to. Right. That one there. Yeah, so it's just an individual thing, but they give you that option, which is really good. So it's already given you a tan section that looks like it's all meant to be, not cut through anyway. They do make it very easy for us. So thank you, girls. Right. Where do I want that one? Down there like that. How's that? Right, so that's that one. That's that one. Here it is. That's why we don't want that staple to catch. So that's going to sit in there like that. This will be journaling, but I saw that beautiful, there it is. Look at that. Isn't that divine? But, divine it might be, but I'm just going to cause myself a real lot of work here. We've got time for this because I love that. Gosh, I love that. So let's just have a look. Take you out. Right. So what I'm going to do with this is just cause myself some grief. And I'm going to cut around all of those so that it hangs like lace. I said I wasn't going to use lace, so what I'll do is a fake lace. Faux lace. That's the word I'm looking for, isn't it? It's a faux lace. Let's act like we've got a bit of class, Kylie. Right. Won't take that long. Sorry. I should have thought of this one before, and I could have had this cut out, but my brain wasn't that far in gear. You know. And I tend to change my ideas as I go anyway, so if I cut them too early, by the time I get round to actually doing it, I'm in a whole other tangent, and what I've pre-cut out's going to do nothing now, and I've cut it all out for nothing. Oh, I'll use it in something else, but not actually on that day, and you're still sitting there watching me cut out. So I think this way I had a couple cut out, and that worked. And you can always quicken it up. I don't know how you do that, but you can. Speed it up. That's the word we were looking for. Yes, you can speed this up. I don't know how. And I'm not saying, oh, you shouldn't speed me up or anything else. If you need to, you need to. If you can't cope with the talking, do that. I have people I watch, well, no, people I listen to. It's just going on my craft desk, my little tablet beside me, and I'll just have YouTube on my favourite channels. They're not necessarily all junk journal channels. A lot of them are picking channels and auction channels and stuff like that for all my vintage stuff, but they're on and I'm just listening to them, and then I look up when I need to, and I talk to them as I'm working, and yeah, and their channel just runs through. Right, what I want to do with this, I'm hoping it's going to fit that. It's going to be a little bit in, but then I can trim off the rest of those, and I've got some lace work up there, haven't I? So I think that looks rather pretty. That'll all be, no, that bit's not trimmed off. I'll just ink it because then I can work my way back around once it's trimmed off to what needs re-inking. That's the hardest bit, getting in those little bits. But it's made them stand out a little bit now. And that's going to go up there. I might actually turn it around so that I can see this backing piece better for when I glue it on. And it needs to be evened in there like that, and then I'll trim those off. That's pretty. That is really pretty. And it didn't take that long to actually cut around. So I'm going to use my white glue so that I can get down into all of these properly without leaving glue residue on the other side. Come on. Nothing. Nothing. How can you just do that right then? This is our weather at the moment. It's very humid now. Come on. Come on. don't think I've got a pin here. I don't think. Did have. I've now got a pin on the floor. Remind me it's there when I finish because I'm in bare feet. Yeah, it's there. Right. Now we're away. There we go. Right. Just go around each of those. Don't want too much glue in there because I don't want it to seep out. But it needs to hold them down. Right. So I'm going to hang on to it there. And I'm going to bring it up to here. About even, but I need to see the end. Like that. Lift that up. Wipe that so that I've got no glue there, because you can see where I've come up to that bit. Now I'm just going to push that down. And then I'm going to trim it. Right. Beans found a squeaky toy. He'd been sleeping when I came out to do this. So I thought, oh, I'll take the opportunity and I'll go now. He's woken up. Sorry. Right. So that's that. Let's have a look at that. Oh, yeah, I like that. Isn't that pretty? Don't get me wrong, I like the whole bit that was on that. But look at that. Right, so there's writing. This side, like that. Wouldn't that look nice just down in that bottom corner? So, I'm being extremely lazy now because I'm not even getting my ruler, aren't I? I'll take the whole thing out because you never know where I might use that writing. And that one. Don't know if I'll get to use the snakes. I really don't know if I'll use those snakes. And there are a few snakes in these, so, yeah, don't know. Oh, actually, I'll take those bits out first. Again, that's just me. I like to take all these bits out. Sorry. And again, this is one of those things that I probably should have thought of prior. Right. Up there. Where am I going? Up there? Down there? I can't live without my blade. What have I not cut? That section just there. Got him. Right. Now we'll just... I find it's easier if you are taking those bits out. Take them out while the rest of it's still on its full sheet or part sheet or whatever you want to call it. It just gives it a bit more stability while you're cutting all these sections out. We've all done it where we've cut the rest of it out and then taken those bits out. You can do it, but it just makes it easier if the rest is still on its sheet. Doesn't need to be perfect because, again, I'll ink my edges just right on the edge and it'll take away any wonky bits. I love ink. I love ink for that reason. Ah, right. So, just giving it a little bit, like so. Down there, just dab in there. Right, that's all I need. And that bit can sit down here like that. Look at that. Just to give something there. Now, what I want to do, if we've got time, what is it? 40 at 50. Yep, we've got time to put this vellum in our altered book. I can explain what I'm going to do anyway. About 10 minutes, so. All right. That's that one. And what I want to do, actually I need my tweezers so that I can see exactly where. And again, this is still curling a little bit, this tag, because it was all still wet. So there we go, like that. So there's our tag with our little booklet in it. Lots of writing space. That whole thing goes in its little pocket. Look at that. How cute's that? So over here I've got my altered book. I'll go here. Now I'm thinking that this is taller, but that's fine, because if this goes in a pocket, this is taller in here. And what I want to do to start with, I've got a piece of vellum pulled out. I've got here, so a serviette, napkin, serviette, whatever you want to call it. We just want the one ply. So this is the non-coloured section, the unprinted section. But it allows our book page to show without it being in your face. Does that make sense? But what I do want to do is get rid of the harder embossed edge that's there. So just bear with me and we'll just take that off. So I've just got my water brush, just taking that off. So I'm trying to be quick now because we're getting close to our hour. It gives it a nice edge, like so. I'm thinking. Where are we going? About there. Doesn't matter if it's a bit smaller. To about there. Like that. Very quick, no measuring, because it will curl up a little bit while you're sticking it on anyway. I like the creases in it when I pop it in. What I do want to do though, wacky day, is just pop some numbers or some images or something like that as a background on it, stamping wise. So let's get out this one. Now it could be anything I like, and I'm going to do it in tree branch so that it's there but it's not taking away from anything else, because tree branch is a nice light brown. If I have a look in backgrounds, I don't want too big a background. I just see now something like that would work. Tree wouldn't. I love this. I've used this so often. I should pull out my Miller and French ones actually. There was that beautiful one in that, wasn't there? Hang on. We can't reach it. No, I can't reach it. It's sitting over there. That would have looked really nice. That Miller and French one that WhichCraft Do You Do just put out in their new ones. I really want that one. It's not sitting there with those. I haven't put them away. It's got to be there. Just so we're running out of time now, aren't we, girls? Sorry. I have not put them away. They should be here. I can't find them. That would be awesome. I'll do it on the other one anyway. Yeah. thinking that that would be awesome. They're in that pile of new stamps over there, and I haven't used them yet. Oh, well, as in I haven't put them away yet, so that I know where they all are. So we're just going to do this for now. That's going to stamp on there, the vellum, and all the rest will be under that one. So, all right. Just going to ink that one up. I'm not worrying about an acrylic block because it doesn't necessarily have to be a perfect image. Just like that. Just like that. All right, do a little bit down the bottom. Peeved that I didn't grab that Miller and French one out. So I'm still sitting here going, oh, maybe I could reach it, maybe I could reach it. I'll do it in the other one. Because I've got 2 of these books I'm doing, remember? So, all right. So see how that's still allowing my book page to come through, but it's taking away all of that. And what I'm actually going to do is just use my glue stick on there. Like so. And then what I do is if I've missed any areas along the edges, then I go back with my white glue once it's all dried with these ones as well. So I just want to pop you down there. And then I want it a little bit, that needs to be about there. And then I like that look. I can trim these bits off later on, but I like that look. I like that creased look. So this one, actually that one's not going to matter too much, is it? Because this is where my vellum's going to go. So I'm actually just going to cut that bit off. Right. So my vellum is just going to go in here, like so. I don't want that high, do I? So I want to see how I can still then see all of this. I want that vellum to about there. Just made a mark, as you do. Your fingernail, taking that there, like so, and it'll need to be trimmed up. So it's going to go there, and it's going to go, I want it in a little bit, to about there. Now I could stamp on my vellum. If you're going to stamp on vellum, make sure you use a permanent ink. My VersaFines that I use for everything don't dry on vellum. Stays on, I found stays on, whichever way, whichever school you went to, I have found works the best. But I'm not going to stamp on this because I've got some ink on my hands now. So that's going to sit in there, that's going to sit in there, and I'm just going to have a little bit of an embellishment there. So we're going to pop this one on. I'm actually going to go that way where it's already kind of curved in there because we're running short on time, sorry. How unusual for me. I just want to thank you if you are still here. I want to thank you for coming over to my channel, to watching me. If you've liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. It helps the channel. It helps YouTube recognise that I could be a good channel, maybe. If you really like it, I'd love you to subscribe. Thank you all so much. And please come and join me again. Sometimes I put out lots. Sometimes it might take a little while. Just depends on what's going on in the rest of our lives at the moment. One day I'm hoping that it will just be this, but at the moment my husband and I run a business that we're dealing with, and then I'm doing this in my spare time. So hopefully, now that's drying. While that's drying, I'm now going to squeeze that up so you can see that I've got this gap up here again as well. I'm not sliding that in until that's dry, but I know that it's going to go in there. And I'm wanting, see, and this is where I like these. Again, I do like that one. That one would look lovely in there again, wouldn't it? So, and we'll glue that onto the vellum. Not the snake. And I've never really been a mushroom person. So, I do just want the flower. So I'm just going to take this out from around here. That one. And that one. Just the little bits. Ones that are really small, I'm not overly worried about. That one. That one. This one's fairly easy to cut out. It's all nice, sharp images. And we've got that section in the middle there. All right. Open that. And that. Right. Roughly, quickly cut around that. Like so. Sorry. Concentrating on being quick. All right. Yeah, this is a fairly easy one to cut out. And of course, once I ink it, it'll take away the remainder of the bits that I've got in there. I don't know whether your little scanning machines will cut these sorts of ones out that are on other bits of ephemera or not. As I said, I don't know that much about them, but something like this is not too hard to cut out, and it doesn't need to be perfect because that's what your ink is for. So now one side, back up here, vaguely around my leaves. A few curves. All right, so this was the hardest one to cut out of all of them. Of course it was, because this is when we're trying to save on time. And down there. That's that one. Ooh, nearly done. I'll lose that bit if I'm not careful, but it's that bit I like. I'll have to go back with my blade with that one. This one will be nice and easy. Now, I'm going to have to do all of that with my blade. My little fingers, my big fingers, will not catch hold of it and cut at the same time. Let's see what I've missed. Nope, you're out. Okay, so that little bit. Down there, and I'm thinking we're done. Right. Let's have a look. Done, 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 done. And that will just go on. I'm going to use the white glue. Again, I don't want to hurt all these edges trying to get the glue stick onto each and every bit of that. So we'll just use the white glue. I'm just giving it a little bit of a touch up with that. Maybe a smaller one would suffice. Get rid of my white glue around that. How's that? A little bit of white glue and we are done. By then, the other little bit should be dry. Down around, how's that? Because I don't want to put too much on this vellum because I don't want to lose the effect of my bookcase with my mantle clock on it. So, right, there's that one. There's that one. That one. Moving that, and it's going to go straight up the side. Down to the bottom of that one. That can be pushed down. Just give that a quick push. How many? Oh, I'm running out of time. That one should now go in there like that. How's that? How's that? Do we like? I hope you've liked. Sorry it's been so long. Okay, till next time. Happy crafting. Bye.